Hey folks, welcome to OpalsNZ. My name's Tim and today we're going to be cutting some beautiful Lambina Opal from Australia. So let's take a look. So these are the pieces we're cutting today. Yeah, these pieces are from Lambina, which is an opal field near Minterby in Australia. Unfortunately there's not much mining going on there at the moment, but Lambina, although being near Minterby, it still produces quite different opal. It can produce really lovely crystals, so hopefully that's what we'll get here. So this is, the bigger piece is 7.67 carats in the rough, and it's going to be a bit of a tricky one to cut. Yeah, it's a little bit, the bars are a little bit mixed, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may try to face it from this side, but first I'll just clean it up, clean the skin off, and just see how the bars run, because there seems to be a fat bar there which has beautiful colour, as you can see there, but it also could face from this direction, and you can see that there's actually a bar that runs on an angle there which follows around and then all the way around. So yeah, the bars are a little bit mixed up, so we'll have some fun with that. So that's one piece, and this is another little piece, 3.2 carats, and it should be a fairly straightforward cut, which should produce a little white opal. So let's get on the machine and here we go. Okay, so I'm going to actually start with the big piece. So first up, I'm just going to clean around the edges and clean some of the skin off. Okay, it's looking very transparent, which is nice, but there's no colour there. Very interesting material. It's chipping away a little bit there probably from that fracture. From that chip there. I'm hoping there's no cracks, but we shall see. Okay, let's try taking this bottom off. I have high hopes that it's going to be good colour there. You can kind of see that there. It's, yeah, and there's that flash there. Where is it? There, yeah. Oh, yeah. that colour coming through there. Wow. Okay. So, okay, I need to have a closer look at this. So I think I have a plan, and it's a bit risky, but I'm going to go for this side, face it from this way, which I think, just looking at that colour and pattern in there, you can see that that bar, from what I can best tell, the bar's running along like this, and we've got a potch bar in the middle here. If I can get the stone, I'm not really going to have a back on it, that's the problem, but I'd rather face it from this way and get a smaller stone there. Then just wet that. I mean, look at that colour and pattern. So I'd rather get something there than get a sort of very sheeny, mossy pattern there. I mean, that looks beautiful on that chip out, but I'm not going to be able to get hardly anything if I get it from there, I don't think. So what I'm going to do is, and also if you see these bars, you can see there's this bar here down the bottom here, which goes all the way around. So I'm going to slice that off and try to savor that, and then take some more of this potch off and see if I can get that beautiful flagstone crystal colour to come through. Okay, so I drew a line and then I moved it further that way. So I'm going to take it, the line on this side, just to try and salvage that colour there and get a little stone off there, and try to keep as much of that bar as I can. You can see that bar is really thin on that side, and that one's got some good colour there, so let's give it a go. Alright, there we go. Well, I've sliced right through potch, so that's good. I think that was a good slice. Cool. Now we'll see if we can face this big stone like that. This little guy, get a nice little cushion cut. Start out with this piece. There's absolutely no colour in that tip, so I'll just bring that down. Colour's starting to come through there, look at that. So how am I going to face this? almost make that a bit bigger. I think I'll... Yes. Wow. There you have that. Beautiful. Yep, we'll go for an oval. Almost going for a cushion cut there. So sorry if you were wanting a cushion cut. I'm going for an oval. Alright, there we go. There's one. Nice little 1 carata. Now for the big piece. Let's see if we can get that beautiful flagstone pattern across this side. So that's coming out of shot. Sorry, there we go, that's probably a bit better. There is colour here, but there's better colour further down. So I'll keep going. It's really thinned out. Just going to come in a little bit. I've got to be careful here because it looks like there's a potch bar running through the centre there. Wow. That's really nice. There's still a little bit of that lesser colour on the top there, and it's going to come in a little bit. Probably about there. There we go, you can see that starting to thicken up now. Okay, what shape do I go for? It's got much better pattern and colour up this end. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be quite as strong down here. Okay, so I think I'll go for a drop shape because I really don't want to grind any of this point here off because it's such nice colour. So I was thinking I could even do a heart. I've never done a heart before. Yeah, maybe I'll do a heart. Clean up that back a little bit. Oh wow, that colour's starting to come through there now. Okay, so here we go folks. I'm going to try my first pass. Reason being, you can see it's just not as strong a colour on that end piece there, and that heart shape there will wrap around the nice pattern nicely, and also it thins out quite a bit. You can see better from this side here. So by bringing that in a fraction, I can keep a higher dome. Well, there we have it. Still not quite perfect, but I'll do the rest on the dot stick. Okay, so next piece. It has a slight greeny, a chunk of green here, which I'll probably forego that colour for the more orangey colour underneath. But I'm just going to clean up this side because I may decide to face it from this direction, mainly because all of the pits and divots on this side will bring my dome down and down. So let's have a go. Nice. Let's have a look at that green. Yeah, it's pretty weak, so let's lose that. There we go. Finally starting to show some colour there, show some of the red colour. It took a lot more off than I thought it would. Like a cushion cut, I think. Oops. Okay, there we go. Nice little cushion cut with a high dome. So there we go, there's our pieces. So we'll get them dopped up and get them cut.
So for this section here, I just I thought it's uncut. I just wanted to just show all of the cutting process for cutting the heart shape. So as you can see here, I'm just sort of rolling the dome, getting that nice and even. So with the heart shape, the tricky part obviously is the top of the heart where it rolls into itself, so you can't get at it on the wheels. You have to go to the edge like this and roll it inwards. And yeah, it's very tricky to get this right. So yeah, this is my first attempt, and I've sort of taken some pointers from some other awesome people in the industry, and some of their great YouTube videos have proven to be a guide through this process. Yeah. Here I'm just trying to go around the edges and just knock off any sharp edges. I'm just looking to see that the heart shape is symmetrical, and it's slightly off on the side. It's bulging out a little further. Unfortunately on the left hand side of the heart it's a lot straighter, so I'm trying to sort of even it up as best I can without losing too much weight. As you can see, I'm sort of taking a little bit off that side, even though, I mean, it would be lovely to have that big curve on the left hand side, but unfortunately the Opal didn't give that to me, so I have to just make do with what I've got there. I'm just taking that point around a little bit just to try and sort of get it as even as I can without losing much weight. There you have it. It's cut and ready for the soft wheels. Again, for cutting this heart shape on the soft wheels, I left as much of the footage in as I could, so the video is running a bit long, but I just wanted to get this. So here I'm using the corner, the edge of the wheel to get into that heart shape. That's the tricky bit of the heart shape, and I'm rolling it inwards, as you can see, to try and get a clean line in the centre of the heart without any gouges. And you can see I'm sort of rolling that line downwards. Just missed it there, but yeah, like that. So I'm just sort of rolling it down, and that's actually giving the dome throughout that crevice, I guess you could call it, to try and give it the distinctive heart shape. Now I'm just sort of knocking off any edges that I may have created throughout the process, and you can see that after the 600 wheel it's looking pretty good, pretty rounded, pretty clean.
Okay, here we have it, the final product. So they came out really good, and the heart especially, I'm just so pleased with how well this heart has come out for my first attempt at this shape. It's quite a challenging shape. It looks like there's a little bit of polishing compound stuck in there. Yeah, you can see I've got it really good even in that tricky part there. And if you see, the polish and the shape of that heart is just really, really good. So it'll catch the light really nicely. The colour and pattern is nice. There's flagstone and chaff, which is brilliant. Brightness of 3. And yeah, a really nice cut. Really, really happy with that cut. So from today's session, yeah, this is definitely the highlight for me, is cutting my first heart and having it come out quite nice with regards to the quality of the cut. The actual stone itself does face stronger on this left hand side. At this right hand corner it does flash. It's just a little bit more directional. So all in all, I'm really, really happy with that. And let's see what she weighs. So I think it's roughly 2 carats, hopefully. Little under 1.75 carats. I did polish the back, but yeah, it's not really. I mean, you can see the colour. There's still potch or haze there, and there's a little bit of a thing there. But you know, I thought I'd clean it up just in case it does have an open back. At least it'll look reasonable. So yeah, 1.75 carats, B3 crystal Lambina, beautiful, beautiful heart. And the other piece off of that piece of rough is a real cracking little oval, which is probably the brightest piece that I've cut today. This one here, I polished the back as well. It really warranted having the back polished because it's excellent on the back as well. And yeah, that's a beautiful little stone. Make a beautiful ring stone. They do kind of match as well, so you could have a necklace and a ring set. That one weighs 0.7 of a carat. So that's those two there. And the other piece, which was a white opal, Lambina white crystal, and that's come out as a nice chunky little cushion cut. It's got a good little thickness to it. It's quite square, and I like that cut. It's a pretty good cut, and it's got a brightness of 3, and it's a white opal, and I think let's just give it away. 1.15 carats, so just over 1 carat for that one. So yeah, these 2 pieces, which are now 3 pieces, so these came from the same piece, but these 2 pieces of rough came from a parcel of 4 pieces of rough, which was $1,200, but it came with a kingstone, and these were the smaller pieces. And the kingstone So is pretty nice. So I've valued these in the rough at $400, and I've definitely made a profit. So yeah, very happy. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.